5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice flight.
Alright, buddy. One of the things you got for Mom and Dad for Christmas, you've been looking for this thing since the spring. We've done a lot of rocket launches, but Estes finally released, what is that rocket?
Space Course
Centurion.
Centurion.
I know you have a hard time with that word, right? That's okay. Eventually you'll say it with ease. This is a cool rocket. We got it ordered up from our local hobby shop once it was available, once Dad knew it was available.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at what we actually have here. That's a pretty sharp looking rocket.
It's not even made out of foam.
Yeah, I think the wings might be foam.
Oh
It's a cool looking
yeah.
rocket.
It's all made out of foam.
Yeah, so Dad wanted to make sure he could get it in time for Christmas. Let me get my little snipper.
Out of foam.
Yeah.
This isn't.
Yeah, so we have our own launch pad and everything already, but this one is a starter set. So let's have a look at what we actually have here. On the box, it says up to 700 feet on a C65 engine, which I'm pretty sure I have C65s. It's a little cold and a little windy today, so I think we'll do a B64. That way I think it'll go pretty high. We'll look at the weight of this rocket, and then we'll make a determination. Really nice packaging. On the back, there's a really cool science fiction story. Okay, so Dad's got to be careful. I don't want to break it. There we go. Look at that rocket, huh?
Yes.
That's pretty cool. It's lightweight. So actually I think a C65, it would really fly high. But we were waiting for this one for a long time, so let's not do anything that's going to make us lose it. So we'll do a B64. There's our engine bay back there. It's already got your shock cord in there.
And your parachute.
Yeah, it's a tight little tube.
Is there a parachute on there?
No. So we'll have to, I'm sure the parachute's in the box. So I don't know what size, I think maybe it's a 9-inch parachute, because it's a smaller rocket. So yeah, right here it tells you everything. You can run a C65 engine, it'll get to 700 feet. The other engines recommended are an A83, B44, B64. Pretty sure I have B64s. So this is your launch pad. And then you have your launch controller, which has built-in safety in it, but we have ourselves our own controller.
That's okay.
And then it has a 3-piece launch rod. It's an 1/8-inch rod. I usually get rid of these rods because the connections are a little fragile and sometimes they bend. I just buy a 3-foot piece of piano wire or stainless wire from the hobby shop. So we're going to set all that stuff off to the side. Yeah, alright, what are you trying to get the shock cord back in, buddy?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's get this guy ready. So I have my box.
I know this guy's gonna fly good.
Yeah, I think he's a cool rocket. We have a bunch of other rockets we could get ready for today. We haven't launched in a while because it's pretty much been cold and windy and rainy. But right now the wind speed looks pretty good outside. It's still a little bit cold. I see you. But it's not freezing outside. So I think this parachute that they gave us is a 9-inch, which is good. Because sometimes some of the parachutes that they give you are a little big, and I downsize the parachutes so that the wind doesn't carry our rockets away. Okay, so I think all we really have to do here, there are instructions. You know what? Even though we think we know what we're doing, let's have a look at the instructions. That's like the biggest downfall of any man. So, yeah, it gives you nice assembly instructions, how to put the porta pad together. Like I said, we're not going to use that pad. Eventually in the summertime or the springtime, when we start launching our own rockets, you'll be able to have your own launch pad and you can launch rockets like you can ready to rockets. Because I think you've watched Dad enough. With Dad's guidance, you can ready your own rockets on your own pad. That way we have 2 rockets ready to go, which is more launching time.
Oh, soon I kind of want to use those
Here's a controller. So there's instructions on the beam controller.
For Christmas, I got drag car rockets.
Oh yeah, we did. We got the Estes drag rockets. You know what?
One day I want to race those.
Maybe we'll get one ready today.
What's in here?
I don't know, there's probably a little piece of plastic in there. This is just, oh, they have nose cone weight, I think. So it balances the rocket. They probably put a weight inside there.
Oh.
It could be clay, like a ball of clay that's in there. So that way it balances the rocket a little bit better so it doesn't want to do a flip or do a crazy corkscrew in the air and you crash your rocket.
Oh, it's a screw.
Oh, that's weird. I don't know. That's nice. Who knows what the screws are for? Maybe we'll read the instructions and find out. Okay. So it starts out with the parachute and the shock cord. Your shock cord's already installed. So we do have to do a parachute. Recovery wadding. Yeah, basically has you putting an engine in there and everything. Pretty simple instructions. Then it tells you how to step back for safety, how to do a countdown, how to use your controller with the safety key and the button, you know. We have our own controller today, so I think we're going to do that. We're going to check operation of our controller before we go out because it's been a little while. So, all right, man. So here's what we got to do. Got ourselves a parachute. Yeah, I don't know what's in there exactly. Why there's screws in there. That's kind of an interesting thing. Yeah, I wonder why there's screws in there. I don't know. It's an odd thing.
I don't know why they don't come out too.
It can't be that. On these engines, it can't be that big of a deal. I don't know. Let's leave it in there and see what happens. So,
It might just fly away.
We had one out, but who knows. That's a little dainty shock cord there. That's actually your body tube, so it looks like it's about a 3/4 inch tube. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, it is a screw.
It is. It's another screw. I don't know why there's two screws in there. That's an odd thing. Maybe while the nose cone was being made, a screw rolled out of a machine and wound it up in the nose cone. Who knows? Strange things happen. As long as there's no screws in my food when that's being made in the factory, that's all I really care about. So, what I like to do is lay out my parachute.
And then
Yeah.
you hook it onto a string some way, but first you need to put it in.
Yeah, I like to lay it out. I think today we're going to get all our strings out of the way. And pretty much every rocket I have for faster recovery, I've learned. We're still pretty new. We only did this since the spring, but we did build about 20 or 30 rockets.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I like to go ahead and cut along the dotted line and make myself a big spill hole. That way the rocket comes down a little bit faster and doesn't blow away. I would rather have a slightly harder landing than have a rocket that disappears. Because we lost a couple. How many rockets do you think we lost this summer?
4.
You think we lost 4?
Yeah.
That could be. Yeah, we probably lost a couple cheap ones when we were starting out.
Yeah.
And then we lost our first Patriot that we built, right?
Yeah. One of them we broke.
Yeah, one we broke. Yeah, one had a parachute. That's the thing. A lot of times these parachutes are pretty nice, but if you do start getting into rocketry, spend a few more dollars on some nice ripstop nylon chutes. Okay, so we got to go ahead. That screw's driving you crazy, isn't it?
I know.
We're just going to leave it in there and see what happens.
It might just fly away.
Yeah, I don't have a magnet that small where I'll be able to pull it out. So that'll do this part. Sometimes on the smaller rockets, yeah, I got to fish it through there. So it's kind of hard. I kind of squeeze ourselves a little loop. Oh, you know what Dad got for Christmas? That was like his coolest gift.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting old. I got a set of magnifiers. Like, they're kind of dorky looking, but whatever. I'm having a hard time seeing some of this stuff now when I'm trying to do stuff up close. But you know what? Mom put them away because Mom's really good at putting everything away. So I don't have them right now. But that's okay.
Yeah.
So, you basically loop your parachute through there. Oh, see, I missed one. Now I gotta start over.
Yeah.
Usually I do the shock cord after the parachute, so it's a little bit easier to get the parachute on before the shock cord. Because they got that big knot in the way, especially on a small rocket like this one. Now I'm making a mess of this. Oh boy, I might mess up the whole video. Oh boy. It's alright, we're gonna get it. Okay. We're gonna lay it out again, lay everything else. I like to do everything before we go to the field. Just because sometimes if it is a little windy, it's difficult to pack the parachutes out in the wind. We've done it a couple times, but it's hard. Sometimes the rockets are blown away. Yeah, so it looks like basically this is a foam body around a body tube, which is cool. I still like the look of the rocket. Right? That's what we like. We like science fiction stuff.
Yeah.
If we got everything that looks like missiles, it's cool. We built some cool rockets, but
This is made out of foam.
yeah.
Maybe because if they made it out of like plastic, it might be harder.
Yeah, it'd be too heavy.
Yeah.
It's the thing about rocketry. Everything's made. We don't do anything really advanced. We're up to D&E engines on some bigger rockets, but we don't do anything that's really crazy that could get us in a lot of trouble, right?
Yeah, we might lose all of our rockets if
Yeah.
we get a lot of bad ones.
We lose them in the corn sometimes, in some
Yeah.
trees.
Yeah. We did that. We lost some in the corn last time.
You know what? It's middle of winter time and there's no corn today. Alright, so what Dad likes to do is take it, and then I just kind of make sure it's open, and I just kind of pull it out in the wind. Alright. That all looks pretty good.
We might be able to find our rockets now because there's no corn.
No, but maybe, but they're probably destroyed because they harvested the corn, so they ran the big combines and all the equipment over them.
Oh,
You know?
yeah.
Well, maybe we'll take a look. We got some little trucks that we built that we're going to try out by the rocks today. All right, so that's that. Okay, so recovery wadding. Things that are not included in this kit is recovery wadding, which are little sheets, and there's no engines in this kit at all. But for recovery wadding, Dad has been using dog bark insulation from Home Depot. It's actually really, really cheap. I got a huge square of it still, even though we've had a couple hundred launches. So the rule of thumb with recovery wadding, nobody seems to really know, but what works for me is 1.5 times the body tube, okay? Because you want to make sure that it actually comes out. So we got this dog bark insulation. It's a little dusty. So that's about 1 diameter. We're going to go a little bit heavy on that. Because what the recovery wadding does is it protects your parachute from burning. Yeah. So let's go ahead and we're going to put an engine in there. We're going to go, we got B44s. Oh, I do have B64s. Okay.
Okay.
So we're going to do a B64 for today, for middle of the winter launch.
Because we don't want to lose this guy.
Well, I do want to send it with a C engine. I really do. But you know what? It's so cold outside. If it does go far, I don't want us to be freezing, you know. Because you're still a little guy. Dad's built like a polar bear. So you go ahead and put the engine in there first. I'm not going to put the igniter in yet. So I do that when we're closer to launch time. The igniter and the plug.
Yeah.
So that's an Estes engine, B64. I got some other Quest composite engines and stuff like that, but we're not ready for that yet. So we'll go ahead and stuff that in there. Okay. It's a little dusty, so you just kind of don't breathe it in. Okay. Yep. Problem is this stuff's a little dusty. Recovery wadding is cool, but I don't think it does as neat of a job. You can take a piece of recovery wadding and wrap the chute, just one single sheet. Dad's going to go ahead and take his X-Acto blade, very gently pack it down in there. You want it to be gentle, because you don't want everything to be tight. You don't want everything to be tight because you want that ejection charge to be able to push out, push the parachute, okay?
Yeah.
There's all sorts of videos on how a model rocket engine works. We're not going to get into that today, right?
Yeah.
That's just way too much information for what we're doing.
Not
All
if people do rockets.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff.
Okay, so
Rocketry.
because we're using a plastic chute, we have more issues. Young man, can you grab me the baby powder, please?
Okay.
Yeah. So I like to use, I've been converting over to nylon chutes on everything, but some of them I still got plastic chutes. I'm just going to throw a little bit of baby powder in there just to make sure that parachute actually opens easily. Because especially in the summertime, we live in an area where the humidity is a little high, and sometimes by the time you pack your chute, and by the time you get to the field, the chute's sticky inside the rocket, and it doesn't like to open. There's a lot of different ways to pack chutes. I pack the nylon ones a little differently because the strings are a little thicker. But the plastic ones, I keep it pretty simple. Fold it. You want to come back to me, partner? I know you're worried about the trucks. Alright. I know the chute thing. You were getting pretty good at doing it, but it's kind of hard to do. It's been, what, 4 or 5 months since we actually did any launches, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, you got this thing for Christmas. You were asking for it, and then I just kind of roll it up. So, but, you want to hear a secret?
What?
Dad kind of wanted this thing for Christmas, too. So, it's kind of why Dad got it. It's pretty cool gift, right? We just kind of pull our string straight, and then gently, very gently, you don't want to wrap everything too tight. Wrap your chute.
And put it in the rocket.
Yeah, we're going to put it in the rocket, make sure our shock cord is out of the way.
And then
And you want to make sure that it goes in easy, you're not forcing it. Because if you're forcing it in there, it's probably not going to come out. So.
And then you put the shock cord in.
That's right.
After the parachute.
Yeah, just everything loosely. It's hard to explain. You want your chute packed tight, but not tight. But you want it so that it comes back out easily.
Like kind of tight.
Because if your parachute doesn't come out, you're in trouble.
The rocket will crash.
Yeah, it'll probably crash. We've been lucky with couple of them.
Last time.
We've always had the parachute come out. It just doesn't open sometimes. And that's with the plastic chutes. That's where we have an issue.
Do you remember when we used that white rocket and it kind of like the nose cone kind of digged into the ground?
Oh yeah, that's called a lawn dart when it doesn't come out. Okay, let's make sure. If we don't like it, we repack everything. Okay?
Yeah.
That always kind of struggles with the smaller body tubes, the smaller rockets. Sometimes I give it a little twist. And that's good. And then I just kind of feel it to make sure it's not too tight. Alright, so we're all packed. We're going to be ready to fly.
Yeah.
I think we'll go ahead and we'll put an igniter in there and a plug.
Close.
So, I don't know if it really matters, but the B's and C's typically come with the bright pink plugs.
Usually, we put the igniters and plugs when it's launch time.
Yeah, we do, but just for the sake of this video. So these are your igniters. Okay. Sometimes the igniters fail. It's been a couple months. We might have a failure. We might have to change it. All right, buddy. So I'm going to put the igniter in. Okay, and then the plug holds the igniter, right? Why don't you go ahead and stick that plug right in there. It's also a good idea, we didn't do it.
There we go.
Take something plastic and just kind of, like a sprue off a model kit and just kind of scrape it off. But we might get lucky today. We'll see how we do. Okay, so our igniter's in. We are ready to launch.
This rocket.
Yeah, I think we'll take a video of that today.
Rocket or tree?
I like it. Space Corps Centurion. Yeah, we're gonna be ready to fly, man. I think it'll fly high. What do you think?
I think so too.
All right. Yeah, a B-64, I think it'll be a good flight. But what's cool about this on the back, it says the mission to defend Earth. This Space Corps Agile Interceptor fighter was designed for one purpose: defend Earth as solar colonies. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, it's just a really cool story on the back. It's cool. You like sci-fi stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't even read this yet. Maybe we'll take this to bed tonight. We'll read it.
Yeah.
Sounds cool. All right. It's gonna be launch time this afternoon.
Yeah!
Yeah, but we have some other stuff we gotta build. Right? It's kind of out of control.
Yeah, I kind of want to build that another little truck.
Yeah, okay, we'll build some little trucks because we'll play with some trucks today. I think it's gonna be kind of cold, so we're not gonna ready 20 rockets today. I think
Yeah!
we'll just do one rocket launch, some monster trucks. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe we'll mess with that little Estes dragster rocket.
My buggy might do
Yeah.
like super good.
Yeah, it might. It might do super good.
Yeah.
All right, man. This thing's ready to fly.
Yep.
Boom.